GMs for hire.
Welcome back, everybody, to GMs for Hire. My name's Will. Alongside with me today is Matthew Perry, and we're going to try something a little bit different here on the channel that we typically do. You know, we usually break sports, give predictions, but we're going to jump into tier lists today. We're going to hit up the MLB mascots first. If you guys like this kind of content, let us know in the comments section. Hit that like button and let us know that you guys want to have us keep doing these tier lists or other content such as this, or even give us suggestions on what to do next. But we're going to start off with the MLB mascots. And so let's just jump right into it, Matt. We're going to start off S tier being the best, D tier being the worst. And the first one we're starting off with is Blooper from the Atlanta Braves. So what do you have to say about Blooper?
Well, he's okay. I'll say that. He came in after, I believe it was Homer used to be their mascot, which was another human baseball, kind of like Mr. Met and Mr. Redlegs. But Homer's okay. I don't think he's anything special. I don't think he's that original. He has the ears of Orbit and a nose we've seen before. I want to say Wally from the Red Sox has a similar nose. With maybe a skin, kind of a skin tone kind of color, from what I could see. I'm colorblind, so bear with me. I might be way off on that, but
No, you're pretty right.
Yeah, I mean, so overall, there's really nothing special about it. If I was the Braves, I'd sooner recognize the Freeze as a mascot rather than Blooper, because I think the Freeze has done a lot more for the team than Blooper has. But I don't know. I'd give Blooper maybe a C. I think he's not bad enough to be a D, but he's okay. You know, like he's all right.
See, I think Blooper's really good, at least from an entertainment standpoint. I agree with you with the fact that, there's nothing crazy about him. There's nothing that stands out to him, like, physically. And, he's kind of just a great value version of a couple mascots put together. He really does kind of look like if Wally and Orbit kind of made love and had a mascot, and maybe throw in some Philly Fanatic in there. But I loved his stuff whenever he was doing the contract signings with Manny Machado and Bryce Harper. Those kind of blew up. That was fun to watch. If I had to do it, I'd probably put him in like the B tier. I think he's pretty entertaining, but I'll ride with C for this one, just because of the unoriginality of it. Like he is a newer mascot and he looks a lot like a lot of other ones. So it's interesting. He's kind of back and forth. I think he's really entertaining. One of the funnier mascots, at least from stuff that I've seen. But yeah, I'll go with C for Blooper. We'll start it off that way. That brings us to the Cleveland Indians, maybe the Cleveland baseball team this year, and that's going to be Slider, whatever Slider is. I don't even know exactly what Slider is.
It's a monstrosity. What is this thing? I mean, I know you can't go with a mascot that is an Indian, obviously.
It'd be kind of wrong
with today's how things go today. But I mean, what is this? I mean, is that yellow and pink? So what is this? I know it's supposed to be
yellow spots.
Yeah, I guess it's supposed to be funny. And then he's got sneakers on, and then the Indians jersey and cap. It's D tier for me. I've never seen him go viral with anything like Blooper has. Like you mentioned, I don't think he's on Blooper's level. I'm giving him a straight D.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. I don't know what this is, but honestly, it's more scary for me, in my opinion. I don't know what the hell the thing's supposed to be. No thanks. I'm sure Indians fans will be in the comment section, or hopefully, be down there, kind of poop on us a little bit, talk about how great your mascot is, give us a little backstory. But no, his nose is awkward. He is completely pink, but his nose is yellow. It doesn't make any sense. If I was a kid at a baseball game, I would not want to see this mascot at all. I would run away. But let's go to the other one, the next one here on Cincinnati Reds. We've got Gapper. So with that, we're going on to the next one. We've got Gapper from the Cincinnati Reds, a less common mascot, but still there on the tier list here. At least we're taking somebody else's tier list. We'll give credit at the end of the video. But yeah, Gapper. Matt, let's get your opinions.
It's another mascot that's just kind of a monstrosity. It's kind of thrown together. I can't identify exactly what it is. It's got red fur or whatever. Its face is all smushed up. It's hard to identify. Once again, Reds jersey. Most teams I feel like don't need two mascots. A few teams can make it work, like the Mets or even the Rays. But when you have Mr. Redlegs, I don't think you need Gapper. He's D tier for me.
Yeah, I don't exactly get what he's supposed to be either. I'm gonna throw him in the D tier for this one. He's got like red fur with the blue eyebrows, and I can't identify what exactly he is. Like, I mean, sure, there could be a story behind it. Again, there's I'm sure there's something to it. Obviously, there's something to every mascot, but just off of like, again, it's another one of those mascots where if I saw it and I was a kid, I'd probably be terrified. I really don't know. I'd be entertained, but let's just jump on to the next one. Let's jump to the Detroit Tigers, and we've got Paws. Where would you rank Paws whenever it comes to the mascots?
I actually really like Paws. I mean, he's basic, but he's a tiger, and it gets the point across. I think he's cool. He's definitely not scary. I think he's welcoming to kids. He'll rock the sunglasses sometimes, but besides that, it's just the normal, Tigers jersey and cap. I'm gonna give him a B because I think he's better than Blooper, who I think sets the standard for average. I like him. I think he's what a mascot should be.
Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. I don't think Pause is anything to like blow you away whenever it comes down to it. But at the end of the day, they took a ferocious animal and a very dangerous animal in a tiger and made it kid friendly. Pause looks like a very entertaining mascot. What's cooler than a tiger with sunglasses, other than Chester Cheeto with sunglasses? But whenever it comes down to it, I mean, cat with sunglasses works every time. Pause, it seems like a good dude. Seems like I'd have a beer with Pause. I don't know why that has anything to do with a tier
I
list,
hang out
but
with him. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't blame
he
him.
looks like a cool guy. Yeah, we can hang out with him to go see
Rock
what's
the
going on in
shade.
Tigers
Why
game.
not?
And my goal is to hit every MLB stadium. If I'm in Comerica, I'm taking a picture with Pause. It's going to be all right. But that brings me to my team, the St. Louis Cardinals. Fred Bird. I'll get your opinions first on that.
Fred Bird, I like just like Paws. The Cardinals, he is presumably a Cardinal. He's not scary looking. The beak could use some work. It's a little misshapen, but overall, I mean, I think he's what a mascot should be. Once again, I'm gonna go B for Fred Bird.
I like Fred Bird, obviously, big Cardinals fan. I would put him in A tier if it wasn't for the fact that like his open beak kind of freaks me out. It's just kind of there, and he's got that awkward like smile or just mouth. I can't determine, is that a smile? Is your mouth just open? You about to feed your baby birds? You just about to spit in their mouth? Birds are weird. I don't like it. But like whenever it comes down to it, I think I have a picture with Fred Bird. I'm sure I do. I've only been to one or two Cardinal games, but when I'm sure if I can tell you what, if next time I go to Busch, I'm getting one with him. He's entertaining to watch. I remember during the Cardinals games this season, whenever there were no fans, the camera kept cutting to him and he's just chilling by himself in the stands. I think that stuff's hilarious. Big fan of that. But yeah, I'd say he above average, but just nothing that really draws your eye.
You could put him ahead of Paws and B if you want. Just swap him in the B level.
Nah, we're all right. It's just kind of grouping all together in the category. At the end of the day, I mean, yeah, he's a Cardinal, but like other than his arms, like his face is black. Cardinals are red. But
Sure.
whenever it comes down to that, like his body's red and everything, but his face is black. I don't get it. But like, either way, it's a Cardinal. It's Fred Bird, but nothing crazy. You get what you get. It's a good mascot. It represents your team, but it's nothing spectacular. So turn it over to the San Diego Chicken. Yeah, that San Diego Chicken. Matt, I'll get your opinions.
I might be. I know a lot of older folks enjoy this because I guess this was the entertainment back in the day. But I've never been a fan of the San Diego Chicken. I don't. Maybe I have to do more research on its roots, but it really doesn't make sense to me with the Padres. I know what they did. I know it did some kind of in-game entertainment, whether on top of the dugout or what have you. But it's C at best. I mean, honestly, I want to give it a D. Really, if I'm being honest with you, it brings nothing to the table, in my opinion, for the Padres, and I'm not a fan.
My big thing is that like whenever it comes to mascots, I'd expect it to kind of represent the team. And like I understand, I did a little bit of research, and you're right whenever it came to like the entertainment factor, but like I just don't understand what it says about the Padres, or anything like that. I mean, it's not a terrible mascot. I mean, it's not, but it just has nothing to do with the team. I mean, I just don't get it. Like, sure, Padres fans, if you're watching, throw some hate in the comments. Feel free to roast the hell out of us. Tell us about the San Diego chicken and why you like it. But let's get to the Philly Fanatic, obviously a very popular one. So let's talk about them.
Iconic, straight S tier, probably the best mascot ever. No one's had more fun on a baseball field than the Philly Fanatic. I mean, legendary manager Tommy Lasorda. I'm sure he would have had a lot to say about the Philly Fanatic. They've had their ups and downs, to say the least. But yeah, the Philly Fanatic, I mean, he always brings the fun to the ballpark, even more than the players are at times. I mean, yeah, they're really, when you think of the pinnacle of mascots, not even just the MLB, but all of sports, he has to be up there. I mean, instant S tier.
Yeah, I don't know any mascot that's known more than the Philly Fanatic. I think that's probably the easiest one of the video so far. So let's just jump right into the next one because the Philly Fanatic explains itself. We're going to the White Sox to talk about Southpaw.
Classic C tier. You don't really know exactly what he is. I don't think he's supposed to be anything specific, but he gets the job done. He's not scary, like the ones in the D tier, but he's not iconic like the ones above him. So I think solid C tier for Southpaw.
Yeah, Southpaw. Is he a green monster? Which green monster doesn't make sense because you're not that. I remember looking it up. His name is a reference to a left-handed pitcher. Obviously, Southpaws are lefties. Whenever you talk about that, and it's also a reference to Chicago's South Side where the team plays. Which, okay, sure, but
I like the reference.
I mean,
it doesn't bring anything else. Yeah,
it's a cool name, but like,
a little boring.
What is he? It's nothing. It's nothing. Again, it's not terrifying. It's not like, oh, please stay away from my children. But like, it's definitely like, the hell are you doing here? So let's jump into Stomper. Stomper from the Oakland Athletics. Obviously, they have a big connection with the elephant. So let's get your opinions on him.
I really like it. I like its reference to the team's roots all the way back to the Philadelphia Athletics. They've always repped the elephant on the arm or in any secondary logos like that. I really like Stomper. I mean, I think he's cute. I think he's not scary or anything. And he knows how to have some fun. I mean, the Athletics don't draw the biggest crowds, but he knows how to make something out of nothing. For me, he's an A tier, honestly.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I don't see why not. Again, this is a mascot. The roots is what's big for me because whenever I saw the Oakland Athletics, I thought, why do they have an elephant? And I remember looking into this story and seeing the Philadelphia Athletics and everything such as that. And it was awesome. I was reading about the history of the elephant there to symbolize the A's dates back in the early years of the franchise. Everything such as that. It was really cool. So I like the reference. I like the mascot. It's adorable. It'll get the kids entertained. It'll entertain the fans as well. So I'd say an A tier is a nice spot for Stomper. Let's go over to the big green giant over in Boston, Wally. Been on an awesome commercial cameo, by the way, on the ESPN whenever David Ortiz puts on the Yankees hat. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, that's classic.
The papers and storms off. Hilarious. But let's get your thoughts on Wally.
I'm actually let you be the deciding factor on this. I'm stuck between A and B because obviously the name's great. We know what that's a reference to, the Green Monster in left field at Fenway. He's not scary. He's definitely very welcoming, but he's also somewhat basic because I mean we get it, he's a green monster, but besides the color of the fur, I mean monsters are typically menacing, and obviously as a mascot, that's not your goal. It's a little confusing for me, but I do think he's a good mascot. I'm stuck between A and B.
I was going to put him up in A. I like Wally whenever it's the reference of the green monster. Like you said, we know what he's a reference to. We know exactly what he's supposed to be. And I think he hits the nail on the head. And like you said, monster's obviously supposed to be menacing and everything like that. But that's not what you want from a mascot. You want something that's going to bring, fun and joy. And it's obviously, again, I keep referencing it's not going to scare my kid away, I don't, by the way, quick disclaimer, I don't have a kid. But if I were to have a kid and I took him to a Red Sox game, I think just for the history and the connections and everything like that, I like it. He's entertaining. He's not scary. It's one of those to where I could see him. I could see him being up there whenever it comes to mascots. And I had to look up a couple of these, and I think if I don't have to look up your name and I know who you are like right off rip, I think you have to be in the upper tiers whenever it comes like that. And everybody knows Wally. I mean, if you're a baseball fan, you know Wally. You don't have to look up that name. So yeah, I think he should earn an A tier whenever it comes to that. But next is going to Kansas City to talk about the Royals and Slugger with all the R's. Go ahead and give us your opinion on Slugger.
I really like him. I think he fits right into the B tier with Paws and Fredbird. He's not scary. I like the crown on his head, gives him a little bit of a unique look, matches the Royals theme. And yeah, I mean, he's somewhat basic, but I think the crown sets him apart from everyone else. And he gets the point across, I guess you could say.
I'm very, like, I've been kind of indifferent on Slugger, but I do like that he is different with the crown. Like that, I'm glad you mentioned that because, whenever I think about like a Royal, I don't know what exactly you do with the mascot, and to go this route, I still don't really get why you're going with the mascot. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, he is, again, it's just because of the crown look and the different look to him, I would put him in B. I would be kind of stuck between B and C on this one. So I'll let you go with your ruling of B. I think he's towards like the back half of B if we were to kind of rank him within B's. But sure. Yeah, I could see him making his way there. But let's go over to the next team, back to the staying in the American League here with the Baltimore Orioles and the most creative name of everybody, the Oriole Bird. Yeah, congrats on that. The Oriole Bird, your thoughts, Matt?
This one's tough because the name's really bad and it's way too basic. But he gets the point across like Paws and Fredbird, and he'd be a B tier because he's an Oriole, like the Tigers have a Tiger and the Cardinals have a Cardinal. But the name sucks. The name blows. I want to give him a C. The name's not good and it's unoriginal. They could have done a little more. Could have done something rhymey, but they didn't. And I think that's C tier at best.
Yeah, he has to go in C for me just because it's so boring. There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing entertaining. There's nothing to it. Even the name's not great, like you said. The Oriole Bird. Yeah, we're the Orioles. All right, thanks.
Dry.
Something, please. Even at least the Cardinals have Fredbird. He's got a name. It's Fred. Who cares? But he's got a name. It's kind of like the San Diego Chicken. There's nothing creative. There's nothing to it. At least some of these other bird mascots later on and previously have names. Sure, the Oriole Bird, whatever. But it's just a generic Oriole. There's nothing to him, and there's nothing to his name. There's no story. There's nothing like that. So I'd say C tier. Pretty much average. Just kind of snooze fest. He's not going to make my kids run away or make me wonder why he's here. But I get why he's here and everything. He's just nothing special. So C is a good place to put him. Let's jump to Bernie Brewer, the slide master in Milwaukee. Let's get your thoughts on him.
I think he's an A tier. I think he has one of the most fun gimmicks in baseball, sliding down after the home run. I like the mustache. I like his look. I think I don't know any other besides Redlegs that has a mustache, I believe. I like it. Solid A. I like the gimmick a lot.
Yeah, I know that he has a connection with either an owner or something like that. I don't remember where exactly he got his name, but I know that it has something to do with within their organization. Bernie comes from their organization. And then obviously being a brewer, being the guy who makes the beer and everything like that. The slide gimmick is awesome. Every time a Brewers player hits a home run at home, watch him go down the slide out in left center. It's entertaining. It's fun. It. I'd say he's up there too. I just wish he had a little bit more of a gimmick other than the slide gimmick. But I understand that. I understand with the slide gimmick, you have to be ready basically at all time to go down. So I get the gimmick just because of like the lack of the lack of, I should say, like versatility, I'd almost put him in B. But I'd be willing to put him back half of A tier whenever it comes to that. So let's go to Clark the Cub, sticking in the NL Central with the Cubs. Let's get your opinion on Clark.
He's kind of in between B and C for me. So I'll let you be the deciding factor, because once again, he's a Cub. So he checks off the Tigers, Cardinals, Cubs box. But Clark is basic. I'm sure also that's a reference to something, but overall, I don't see him very often on social media, and I don't think he has that much of a presence. So if you have him C, I think that's perfectly fine.
I went to 2 Cardinal games at Wrigley Field, Cardinal Cubs, and I did not see Clark once. I don't know where the hell he was. I don't know, maybe an off day. Maybe he doesn't go to doubleheaders. I don't know. We're going to put him in C for Cub. Yeah.
There you go.
Now we're thinking. Forget you Cubs fans. I don't care what your opinions are. Leave them in the comments. You think I care? I don't. Let's go over to the Rockies. They've got what is it? Dinger the Dino. Yeah, big purple dinosaur out there in Colorado. Let's get your opinions.
It makes no sense having a dino in Denver, but for me, us kids, we definitely have a thing for purple dinosaurs. So I like him. I think he's a B. Not that he has anything to do with the team, but I don't know. I find him amusing. He's the only dinosaur in the league, so that's something. He's unique, and he matches the jerseys, so I think that's cool.
Purple dinosaurs. We do have a thing with them as kids, that's for sure. I didn't even catch that connection. Yeah, I mean, sure. I don't know what's compelling about him, but I like him more than Southpaw. I like him more than Oriole. Like he is kind of there, like in that range for me. I don't get it. I don't know why I like it. Like I really don't. Don't ask me to explain things. I run the show here. But whenever it comes down to like, yeah, I mean, I'd take a picture with Dinger. If I'm hitting up Coors Field, me and Dinger, we're gonna pose. We're gonna figure it out. But yeah, so why not? Let's throw him in B. It's better than average. He's at least interesting. When it comes down to it. Mr. Met, carrying it over to you. Big old baseball. Let's get at your opinions.
He doesn't touch Philly Fanatic, but I do think he's an S tier. If anyone else is an iconic mascot in the MLB, it has to be Mr. Met. He's been around one of probably the longest, if not second or third, maybe. He's basic, but he's the best baseball out there. So I got to give him the S tier.
Yeah, Mr. Met, the first ever mascot, actually. So just for that alone, I think legacy has to carry you into the S tier. I'd still put Philly Fanatic over him, like you said, but Mr. Met is definitely iconic. It's another one to where you know who he is. Nobody has any. I should say nobody has any confusion about Mr. Met. Everybody knows exactly who he is, baseball fan or not. So turning it over to TC Bear, the Twin City Bear. In Minnesota.
It's bad when a baseball fan has to ask you what TC means, and that's exactly what I did right before we started here.
Is it bad because you're a baseball fan, or do you just not know geography?
I mean, yeah, but TC, I'm not thinking Twin Cities because Minnesota, I know what it's known as, but you're not thinking Twin Cities when you think of a team's mascot. It's a bear, which doesn't really have much to do with the team. I think it's C at best. I really don't see anything special about it. Maybe I'm just stupid for not knowing TC, but it matches geography. I don't like it for the Twins mascot. I would rather have, here's a little idea if any Twins staff are listening. You have a Tweedledee Tweedledum kind of group mascot, like they're linked at the hip and kind of do silly shit. Because I think that'd be a lot more entertaining, and they're twins. But
some Siamese twins connected mascot.
Well, they're holding hands or something, like Tweedledee and Tweedledum, Alice in Wonderland,
Yeah, give me two of the same mascot and watch them run around and fight each other or something.
Exactly, that'd be entertaining. Now that's content.
Now we're thinking. I went and looked it up. Apparently, he's named after the Hams Beer Brewery or Hams Beer Bear, which was
working for the Brewers then.
Right, which is for Hams Brewery, which is an early sponsor of the Minnesota Twins. So I guess you paid some money and you're like, your mascot will now be a bear. Sure. I like the name connection and everything like that, but at the same time, it could be confusing to people. We found that out. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't see him going anywhere too special. He's a bear. He's not intimidating, similar to Clark, being a Cub. But nothing really gets me there. Again, I'm not running away from him, but I'm not blown away whenever he's in my presence. So, one that's here goes to the next one that's familiar with us, DJ Kitty, down in Tampa Bay. I was kind of interested to see him on here and not Raymond, but let's get your opinion on DJ Kitty.
Yeah, I have a few notes on this one because Raymond should definitely be in there. He's the original Rays mascot, and they do coincide in Tampa. They do both coexist. So Raymond should definitely be in here, and I would have had him around B, I think, just from personal experience. But that's just a side note. Second, this picture is the one for those who don't attend Tropicana Field, which is many people. That's the picture of what he does on the Jumbotron, where it's like the old Kitty meme where he's messing with the DJ set, and he's like going like that. The real DJ Kitty, I'll put a picture here because I'm putting the pictures of all the mascots, obviously. It'll be the one in person, and in person he looks a little different. He's got the jersey on, says DJ Kitty on the back, and he's got I think he has a backwards cap on. I like him a lot better in person than what's there. So I'm gonna do it based on the picture I have here, rather than the one that they show. I'm gonna give him a C still because he's not Raymond, and Raymond is a tier above because he's the original. They adopted DJ Kitty basically, and I think it fits well, it fits fine, but he's no Raymond, so he's a C.
It fits well. Do I not get it? Like I don't.
It's. The video on the Jumbotron,
I know the video with the cat. Yeah, I get that, but like,
I don't know. Okay, maybe it's fitting well was not the right thing to say,
right?
Because it has nothing to do with the Rays. Raymond is a Sea Dog, and has more to do with it than
it's closer.
DJ Kitty, yeah, you're getting closer. And Raymond is light blue and has more of the color scheme. DJ
picture
Kitty,
of Raymond here.
Yeah, you'll get both pictures. Don't worry, but. Yeah, it's a C for me. I like him better in person than the Jumbotron for sure.
I do like in-person DJ Kitty more, but for me, it's just confusing. I'd almost put him in D, but like I understand that if there wasn't an in-person mascot, I'd give him a D. But I don't know. It's just something, again, it's always just confused me as a fan. For me personally, I'm kind of between CD just because of it. I just never understood. I understand it's a meme adopted thing, and now all of a sudden it's a mascot, and I just don't get it. But I do have serious gripes with whoever made this list because of the fact that Raymond's not on here. Raymond's awesome. Raymond is fun and entertaining and everything like that. But DJ Kitty is interesting at best. So that turns us over to Texas and Rangers captain, one of the more original names on this team, on this tier list for sure. Right up there with Oriole Bird. Let's get your opinions on Rangers captain.
I don't like the name, and I think it was a missed opportunity to go with a cowboy. Obviously, you could just name the cowboy captain rather than Rangers captain or anything. I don't mind the horse. I think he looks okay, but I definitely would have preferred a cowboy in this situation. I think that would have made a lot more sense. He's a D for me. There's nothing special. I've heard of him, but I've never seen him on a broadcast. I don't think he pops out much in Arlington, and nothing special. It's a D.
I will put him above San Diego Chicken. Let's get that out. Okay. Where I put the pictures means nothing, but San Diego Chicken will be last because I don't understand.
It means a little
bit. But
among D tiers.
But Rangers captain is terribly named. I mean, obviously, captain would have just been a better name. I don't know why Rangers is in there. I've at least seen him pop out in some games that I've seen. I do see him a little bit. I'm not going to say a lot. I've also never been to a Rangers game, so I can't speak on that matter. But I have seen him a little bit. I would have liked a cowboy. A cowboy's nice. A horse is still a solid pick, but there's nothing special about him. I think he's more in the C tier personally. I think he's in that kind of nothing special. I understand the name.
Put him behind DJ Kitty, you got it. But
yeah, I think I have to put him back there, just because like the horse. Like I wouldn't say he's as bad as the chicken or as bad as a slider. Like I at least get it. I understand it's a horse, like, cowboys ride horses, whatever the case may be. Nothing special. The name's terrible. The name's awful.
Not
Like, how
good.
do
It's
you,
bad.
if you just call him captain, honestly, he could be back half a B tier. Like, really, like, if it's just like his name's just bad, like, he's right there with Oriole Bird. It's just bad. But yeah, I'll go with C tier. I think he's in there, but I could see why you lean D whenever it comes to it. But
Yeah.
going back to the Padres after speaking of the chicken, going to the Swinging Friar, the OG mascot, the actual mascot. So get your opinions on him.
I love the swinging friar. I think he's A tier. He's what the Padres mascot should and always be. I don't want that chicken anywhere near him. Get that restraining order if you have to, Mr. Fryer. But I like the bald head. I like the bat. I like the way he swings. Got to work on the mechanics, but we're having fun here. And yeah, I mean, A tier. He's one of the more iconic ones. It's one you don't really have to look up. You kind of know it. He's also on the arm patches like the elephant is in Oakland. And yeah, I really like the Fryer. That's a name.
Yeah, whenever teams embrace the mascot, I think it makes it a little bit better whenever it comes to that.
For sure.
There's not a lot of jerseys with patches. Like, you're never, obviously the Philly Fanatic's amazing, but you're never going to see a jersey with the Fanatic on it. But Mr. Met's got him on a arm sleeve patch. We've got the Red Legs on a patch. We've got the Swinging Friar on the patch, and his swing is terrible. It looks like Hunter Pence in the on deck circle. But whenever it is an iconic mascot. I don't know if I was a kid, I don't know if I'd take a picture with him or anything like that. I think the bald head would creep
He's
me
kind
out.
of funny looking.
I mean, he is funny looking, that's for sure. His smile makes
I don't know if it's I don't think it's in a creepy way either. I think I'd take a picture with him.
his smile makes me uncomfortable. Obviously, I'm a grown man at this point. I'll take a picture with any of these mascots. I don't care. But the Swinging Friar is more iconic whenever I'm thinking about it. He is more popular, and I would say he's good. Like I said, embracing the mascot is big, and incorporating him in the jersey designs and everything like that. I think that speaks for itself. And so I can agree with you with the Swinging Friar being an A tier. And we talked about Mr. Met, now Mrs. Met on there as well. Where do you see her in comparison?
She's a D for me, and it's not because there's anything wrong with her. It's just, why take the attention away from the iconic Mr. Met? They always be trying to steal the king's thunder. You know what I'm saying? They gotta let the king be the king. And you don't see the Fanatic with a girlfriend or anything. Just, Mr. Met's got to chill. He's got to be his own guy and just bask in that glory. I don't want Mrs. Met anywhere near him on these tier rankings.
He said, "Get that out of here. I don't want it." I don't know how long. Mrs. Met apparently appeared in like 1975 for the first time, and Mr. Met was in 64. So that means there was 11 years without Mrs. Met. And so what made you want to bring her in? Like,
how often do we see her? I feel like I never see her either.
No, I feel like it's not nearly as popular, and maybe I'm wrong. I've never been to Citi Field or Shea Stadium or anything like that. She could be out there just signing autographs. I don't know, but off of my personal knowledge of her, I mean, I think she should be down there too. It's just because it's unoriginal. You took your old mascot and just put a female wig on it. It's nothing great. It's nothing creative at this point. I think it's towards the bottom too. You had it right the first times, and I don't know why you duplicated it and just added a wig. It's not creative. It's not great. It's nothing new. Just D tier. It's nothing exciting. So over to Seattle, the Mariner Moose. Get your thoughts on him.
Well, it doesn't really have as much to do with the name. I mean, in Washington, they might have a lot of moose. I know it's further up north, so I guess it would make sense. I like moose. I think moose are cool. I like the antlers, but I don't know how much of an impact he has up there in Seattle. It's low B, high C for me.
I'll put him in high C since you said that. But
That's
that's B. What the hell? Oops. I can't read. But yeah, I think again, it's just I wouldn't put him up there. I like C tier better than B, just because I wouldn't put him up there with Paws or Fred Bird or anything like that. But I mean, yeah, he's just a normal moose. There's nothing too exciting about him. Cool, he's wearing a jersey. That's always sick. But they're like all wearing a jersey. It's a mascot.
Yeah.
So it's not, again, it's nothing special, and that's where C mascots end up. So to the pirate parrot, the big green parrot out there in Pittsburgh.
It gives me Oriole Bird vibes, and the only thing that could have been worse is Pirate. So I think Pirate Parrot is straight C tier, without question.
Yeah, again, boring mascots. You know, it's nothing special. That's where you end up. I like a parrot. Obviously, makes sense for a pirate. And then you hit the nail on the head there. But you could have named it something else. A pirate parrot. It's just as boring as Oriole Bird. Nothing draws my attention to it. So C is where you fall. Going over to San Francisco to talk about Lucille. Separate words, not together. Lucille. Talk about him.
He's a B tier for me. I like him. I think he's cute. I like his little whiskers. Sometimes he's wearing glasses, sometimes sunglasses. If it's a day game, I guess. Sometimes he even has goggles. Maybe he's going kayaking out in right field. But I mean, I like him. I think he has everything that a mascot should have. He has a little bit of personality to him,
I like that it confirms in his account that he is a male, but his name is Lucille, and it can be kind of ambiguous, which is funny to me. But yeah, he's a reference to the San Francisco Seals, which was the baseball club that was in the PCL back from 03 to 57. So there is connection there whenever it comes to that franchise. He's not intimidating. In fact, I'd say he looks pretty funny. I think he'd be entertaining as a mascot. If I saw him, I'd want to take a picture. The sunglasses get me. Again, mascots that wear sunglasses are awesome. You got to protect the eyes. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Lucille. I like where he's at. I think B tier is a nice little spot for him. So going to Houston to talk about Orbit.
Despite everything the Astros have gone through the past few years and all the allegations, Orbit is a great mascot. He's high A. He's high A for me. He's on every TV broadcast. I've been seeing a lot of Astros games, in the playoffs and stuff. He's on every TV broadcast. He's out there doing something. He gets his money's worth. Whoever's in that suit, give him a raise. He's out there doing shit every game. He's consistent. Orbit matches the Astros, the space theme, I guess you could say they have. And yeah, I really like him. I think he's high A.
The marketing team nailed this mascot.
Yeah.
Orbit's an awesome name. It's an alien to represent the astronauts, obviously being the Astros. It's awesome. I think they nailed it. He's entertaining. He's funny. He's not intimidating, anything like that. He's adorable. And he's out there just cracking people up. I remember there was a little stuffed animals of Orbit, and I feel like he's a big hit in Houston. Like you said, you see him on broadcast a lot. You see him all over the place. He's kind of synonymous with the Astros now. And if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the later mascots whenever it comes to like release date and
I think so.
Everything like that. I think I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's one of the later mascots, and he's still one of the bigger ones now. I'd say he's one of the more popular ones across the MLB fandom. So I agree. A tier for Orbit for sure. Which brings us to Mr. Redlegs, from the Cincinnati Reds, the original baseball team. First ever Mr. Redlegs, big mustache. What you got?
Now, I know from Mr. Met, you said 1964. I actually need you to do some research on Mr. Redlegs for me. I need you to find when he was conceived, because he's very similar to Mr. Met. Obviously, they're both baseballs. I like the mustache. I love the mustache. I like the old-timey look he has. The hat is definitely a vintage look. And I want to put him high. I don't know how high, because he's not as iconic as Mr. Met or the Fanatic. But I do really like his look. He's full uniform. He's got the mustache. He's happy. He looks very happy. I need your help in figuring out where to put him.
So the mascot, a human version of the mascot, did not appear until the early 1980s. But
Okay.
he has been on uniform sleeve patches since 1955.
Okay, so technically in concept, he was before Mr. Met.
In concept, he's before. In 56, the Reds went to sleeveless jerseys. So he kind of, Mr. Red's weird. So he's kind of appeared and disappeared. But he first appeared as a human mascot in the early 1980s.
Okay, so if you're okay with giving him an A, I want to give him an A. I like his look. I got a thing for mustaches maybe, but I like him.
Yeah, I think I think he's basically the original mascot, just wasn't it wasn't made into fruition. He was the original idea, and I'm big on him. He's big on the sleeve patches today. It's a uh big with the marketing of Cincinnati Reds. He's big on the jerseys, on the sleeves. He's still on there now, and that was a concept that came back in '55. So I think he stood the test of time, and we've actually seen some teams have mascots and disappear, and
Yeah.
he's been probably the longest, most consistent mascot whenever it comes to that. Obviously, not in human form and everything like whenever it comes to that situation, but he is the longest perceived idea of a mascot. So I agree. I think A is a good spot for him. I think putting him any lower is kind of insulting, honestly. But yeah, I think A is a good spot for him for sure. Which takes us to the rally squirrel of St. Louis. Obviously, it came from the squirrel that ran across the field during Skip Schumacher's at bat. All of a sudden, Cardinals come back to win that game, and it started a big postseason push for the Cardinals. The rally squirrel in St. Louis. What are your thoughts?
Listen, great moment in playoff history. Obviously sparked something for them, but I don't think it needed to be a mascot. I don't think it needed to be taken this far. It's a D for me. The rally monkey in Anaheim isn't on here or anything. So I don't think this should be. Obviously, a monkey didn't run across the field, but they had their own thing with that. It's unnecessary for me.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same.
Yeah.
I don't even as a Cardinals fan, like I love the moment. You're completely right, but I don't understand why he's there. I mean, I understand, sure, the rally squirrel, it's obviously a thing that's going to stick with the team. And if I'm not mistaken, there was they were able to capture is a terrible word, but they were able to, protect the squirrel and keep it, alive afterwards whenever it started taking off, and they were able to, I guess capture is the best word for him. They were able to capture him, and I'm pretty sure they, like, somebody in the stadium crew like takes care of that squirrel. Like I think it's like an actual thing. Could be completely wrong.
Maybe.
Swinging fences here, but I like the concept of the actual squirrel, like, but I don't like the mascot version. I just don't get it. Like, I mean, I get it, but I don't at the same time. If I'm at a Cardinal game, I'm taking a picture with Fred Bird before I take a picture with the rally squirrel. He doesn't do anything for me. Again, great moment, but there's been a lot of great moments in baseball. I don't need the Diamondbacks don't have a dead bird, which is weird. Speaking of the Diamondbacks, going to Baxter
the Bobcat.
The Bobcat. Thought I nailed that one. I wasn't sure. Baxter the Bobcat, Arizona Diamondbacks. Thoughts on him?
I like the rhyming, the alliteration. Call what you want, Baxter the Bobcat. That's fine, but it's all downhill from here. Obviously, it's hard to have a snake as a mascot. It's hard to keep him upright. You could have a guy with, going all Jake the Snake Roberts, keeping it in a bag, potentially. I think that'd be cooler than this Bobcat. I'll give it low C, maybe. I think it looks fine, doesn't do anything for me. If you want to put it in D, I won't yell at you. But C right now, yeah.
No, I'm right there with you. Again, the one thing that, I mean, the one reason I'll give it a little bit of slack is because, like, it's kind of hard to make a snake as a
yeah, exactly.
You're not going to make a great shape of a snake mascot. Whenever it comes to a full human suit, it's going to be kind of awkward. So to go with a Bobcat, I mean, sure, it doesn't hit with the team name, and obviously they are the Diamondbacks, which is a snake. But sure, again, it's nothing out there. It's a better name than some of the other ones. But yeah, I wouldn't do any. I wouldn't say he's amazing. I wouldn't say it's different. So I'm going to go with C's here there. So hopping over to the East Coast of the States, Miami, for Billy the Marlin.
I really like Billy the Marlin. He stands out. The color, it's bright, it's unique. We don't see any other teams really with that color. He's withstood. He's been around quite some time. I want to say since the team's creation back in 93, 98, something like that. That can't be it because they won in 97, 93, something like that. That sounds right. And yeah, he's withstood the test of time. I know they're not canceling Marlins out there, but I really like him. I think he's a B tier for me, like mid B tier, like higher, right in between Fred Bird and Slugger, if I'm getting really specific.
I'll get really specific just for you, just because you said that.
You're so
Uh,
sweet.
but yeah, looking it up, it looks like it says on opening day in 1997. Yeah.
It was 97. It was 97?
Wait, the original Billy the Marlin was John Ruth, who spent 10 years entertaining Marlins fans. So, and he started back in 93.
Nailed it. The first
93
one
was the original year.
there you go. Yeah.
93 by Billy the Marlin.
And they won the World Series in 97.
97, correct. It went on to talk about something bad that happened to Billy the Marlin the year they won the World Series. Apparently, he lost his head on ESPN, and it was awkward.
I'll have to find that clip.
Yeah. Apparently, the crowd was unaware of it. It was a whole problem. But yeah, so Billy the Marlin, I think Billy the Marlin's awesome. I think he's got the big goofy smile. He's kind of dopey whenever you look at him, but it's in a fun way. I'm not looking at him to where it's a big goofy smile and I'm creeped out by it. He's entertaining. That obviously the only concern for me, the big long nose like a Marlin has, or if it's a nose, I don't know.
I can't remember the fish term for that.
Marlins have noses. We're getting off track here. I'd say he's definitely better than average. But he's he's good. He's a good mascot, solid mascot there.
Yeah.
Nothing amazing, but definitely something. If I saw him, I'd be like, hey, it's Billy. I'd be happy to see him there. So. Going on to the final two, make a home stretch here, and not stretch on this one. It's Screech, the Washington Nationals bald eagle.
Honestly, if you want to put Screech and Ace together, the Blue Jays mascot that we're going to do next, they're Fred Bird, but eagle and Blue Jay. Really, I mean, they both have the uniform and then the bird face, open beak. Actually, I can't tell if the Blue Jays one in that picture has open beak, but they're pretty much the same. They're both B. I'll put them lower B, but I want Ace higher than Screech because I like the blue. Nah, that's B. That's B. That's got to be B.
Oh, my gosh. Sorry. I keep forgetting that. Oh, what is happening? Oh, we're going off the rails. You want Ace in front of Screech.
Yeah, the blue pops. So I like it.
You colorblind bastard. It's just,
I have no idea what's going on.
What do you know?
I'm just guessing here.
But yeah, I mean, I personally, in my personal opinion, I'd put Screech just above Ace. I think they both deserve to be in the category, but I would go with Screech above Ace just because of the connection to the bald eagle. Obviously, they're in the nation's capital. It makes sense. Toronto. When I think of Toronto, I don't think of Blue Jays. I mean, sure. I just don't think of birds. Maybe that's just me. Maybe it's a state, country bird.
You've convinced me.
Yeah, we're gonna move on. What the hell? Again, to me, placement means nothing on this list. I think it's all just a collective group. But hey, what if that makes you feel better?
You got to get technical sometimes.
Fred Bird in front, but whenever and Rally Squirrel in the back. Yeah, but whenever, I think we hit the nail on the head there. I think we agreed on quite a bit of them. Just a couple of them fringe between some categories, but yeah, I mean, I think we made a pretty good collective.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with it. Everybody at home, let us know what you think in the comment section. If you agree or disagree with your team's mascot, let us know why in the comments. Put us on. Maybe we'll move it up and give some reconsideration to it. But other than that, I mean, hey, final thoughts. Other than that, Raymond, where the hell's Raymond?
Where's Raymond?
That's all. That's my final thought for that. But until next time, guys, until the next one, if you guys want to keep seeing tier lists, make sure you go ahead and like the video. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let us know that it's good content and that you want to keep watching. So just let us know. And go ahead, hit that big red subscribe button. We're making a big push. You guys have been doing a great job of doing that here recently. Let's keep it up. Let's keep the brand growing, and that'd be amazing. So until next time, for Matt Perry and for myself, Will Polston, this has been GMs for Hire. And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.